That was quite the intro. Welcome to Alpha Proto. I'm Alpha Proto, and tonight I have returned. I am here to work on Batrice's air attacks, which I had on hold. I was working on costume, the last stream, which I was hoping that I could get right back to streaming this and just kind of put that in the memory hole. So, hey, remember that time that he like dressed up as a alligator and was singing in karaoke? And it's like people just say, "Really, he did that?" And it's like, "Yeah, that was weird." And then I just, say, that didn't happen. It's like, yeah, he did. See, it was like 10 streams ago, but it's actually the last stream, so that didn't happen. But yeah, happy to be back. I am looking forward to getting some more work done. I haven't actually been streaming. I've hardly gotten any work done. My mom's having health problems. Been making sure that she's all right. That's why I haven't been. That's one of the main reasons I haven't been able to get any work. But then I was like worried about my own health. I started going to the doctor and getting self-checked out because I was kind of freaking out about it. It was like, yo, she's in trouble. Yep, alligator karaoke. That was fun. But yeah, I was like, well, if she's sick, maybe I'll be sick too. I was like, no, I don't want to be sick. Oh, Melissa Lester's here as well. Amy Lester's here, and Melissa Lester's here. Hello. I appreciate you showing up for my stream. Sorry I haven't gotten any art done for a while. I'm hoping to change that right now. I was actually going to stream at 5, and I was going to stream at 7. And the time kept going and going, and I was like, okay, I've gotta stream. I gotta get some artwork done. People are leaving. They're jumping ship, losing confidence in me. I'm still an artist. I still create art. Don't give up on me. Amy Lester says, "Oh no, praying for you and your family. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Amy. Oh, hello, Helen Cole. I haven't seen you in a while, but then again, I haven't seen anyone because I haven't been streaming. I think it's been about 2 weeks now. Yeah, I should get back to work. So, I am going to there. So I've got this bear here. Barely there, bear. And I've got this done. This was the jump kick. That's in the air. I got that fully rendered and done. That was a long time ago. What I'm working on now is this body splash, body press. Ooh, Helen Cole says, I've been MIA for a couple of months. Yeah, it's easy to do that. I try to keep my priorities straight. I do appreciate everyone's support and the time they give me out of their day to watch me do art. But yeah, it's always family first. And yeah. Yeah, Helen, are you okay? Because so far I'm doing pretty good. Me, personally, like physically, I'm doing good. Hanging in there. But yeah, I hope you're doing all right too. So here's what I have up for the body splash. I have the actual animation done. The proportions are in place and everything. I just need to render. So far, I have only started this hat. The hat is all I've rendered. And it's not even, I don't even know if it's completely rendered. I'm just trying to keep a consistency throughout this general area. Let me zoom in. Out here. It's good. Skipper's here. Hello, Skipper. I'm not familiar with you, but I appreciate you showing up. Yeah, I'm working on this bear named Batrice for a game called Blazing World Stars. Is like the title is here. It's a fighting game. It's mostly anthropomorphic. That's not animal people. I'm gonna go study. Adios. Thank you for dropping by. Algorithm appreciates it. Hello, Ryan's Diverse Manga and Games. Oh, that's a new title. I was used to your name, Ryan Leonard. Leonard? I think it's Leonard. I'd say Leonard, but I think it's pronounced Leonard. A skipper who goes study. Well, not that I have to tell you that, but study well, young skipper. There's a P? Anthropomorphic. That's weird. Like animal people. But yeah, this hat, for the most part, it's fairly consistent. Yeah, this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing this stream, is adding shadows and making sure they're consistent between every frame. But yeah, I'm just going to be doing this for the next, I don't know, I'll probably 2 hours. I think I'll do this for 2 hours. See how much I can get done. Animal people. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Really, I really like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so that made me a fan of the animal hybrid characters. Then the show name called Werewolf. When I was 5, I think I was 5. That show came on. It was on Fox Network. Love that show. I think I'd be scared of something like werewolves, but as a little kid. But it was more like, it was no different than a Power Ranger to me back then, or Incredible Hulk. It's like, you know, it's just a power. Back then, I didn't see any. I know it was a curse. That's what was a curse. What kind of curse is it? You're like, oh, you. What's that? Teen Wolf, the movie Teen Wolf. You watch the show Werewolf, and then you see Teen Wolf, and it's like, put both of those concepts together, and you're a little 5-year-old. It's like, oh, so it's like. Yeah, he's taking advantage of the powers. It'd be cool, having these wolf powers, you know? Ryan says, thank you, Alpha, you're really cool. So cool, you're alphanumeric. I wonder if you recognize that old reference. That's what Billy said in Power Rangers when he was doing the tech speak. And Billy is returning to Power Rangers for the 30th anniversary special. That is wild to hear. Power Rangers has been in America for 30 years. I think I've said this before, but I didn't care for Power Rangers as a kid. I was actually making fun of it. I thought it was ridiculous. But then Green Ranger showed up and beat them all up, and I was like, yeah, beat them up. Like, I thought you didn't like the show. And it's like, yeah, but that guy's beating them up. It's like, why are you watching the show? How would you even know that was happening if you didn't like the show? Stop asking questions. Versus this. I hope everyone had a good weekend. It's getting a lot colder here. There was a cold front and it's just kind of sticking. It's kind of what happens during this time of year. Oh yeah, Billy's gonna be back on Power Rangers. Adam, Kat, Zach, Rocky, Trini's daughter. Yeah, it's gonna be a. I think it's gonna be a 2-hour special, or it's gonna be 2 1-hour specials. I always try to keep current on what's going on in Power Rangers. It's kind of like comic books. It's like I don't read Marvel or DC comics anymore. But if something happen, like something really interesting is happening to a character I liked, then I'll pay attention. Ryan says, actually, it's from Reboot, but that was a close. Oh! Alphanumeric, that's what Enzo would say. Man, that was a long time ago. That show kind of creeped me out. That 3D animation creeped me out. But I actually did like the show because it was Ocean Group actors doing the voices. Here's Scott McNeil. And the other... His name's escaped me. With today's technology, Reboot would probably get animated way faster if they brought it back. Because they have motion capture now. If you look at the way they move in the original Reboot, you could tell it was all keyframe animated, pose to pose. And that really affected the way it looked. I'm really into 2D, but yeah, sometimes I say to myself, maybe I should just get with the times and pick up some 3D animation. I still haven't. The only 3D animation I've ever done is in a game for PlayStation called Fighter Maker. I rented that game and had a really big manual. It was like, well, it was a small manual, but it was like a lot of pages. Went through that one weekend and I was able to. I animated a wrestling move called the Razor's Edge that a guy named Scott Hall used to do. And I was like, wow, that's the most impressive thing ever. And I was like, I can't get it to work in the game. Everything I animated, I couldn't get to work in the game. But it was interesting seeing the animations I did, you know, in the testing part. But I really wish I was. I don't know. I purchased a few, like the show RBY by Rooster Teeth. That was animated on Poser. Poser isn't really for animation. It was just made for reference. But I think they still use that. and I ended up buying that program. And I've yet to use it. It's been years. I think it's Poser 11. I think they're going on 13 now. Yeah, the original Ruby, I think it's, yeah, it's Ruby. RBY. That's animated in Poser. At least it was. Originally. I never actually watched the show because I was offended that people called it anime. It was not anime, it was a show made in Texas. Same thing with, I say the same thing about, the Castlevania show. That's animated at Powerhouse Studios, and that's in Texas, too. It's awkward having these animation studios so close to me. My portfolio is so weak. It's all sprite animation. What better time to do animation? Not now, when? Oh wow. So looks so. I'll worry about those. Blender. Oh, wait. Yeah, Blender is free. I think that the few experiences I've had trying to learn Blender were so bad and such a shock to my system that it kind of just scared me away. I've seen people do amazing things with it, and it kind of is. I think I've said this before, but it's becoming industry accepted because so many people. I think it's a lot of animators' first animation program, and then they get work with it, and then they carry it over to where they go. And their bosses are probably like, "What are you animating that on?" They're like, "Blender." They're like, "Oh, okay." It's like 90% of the. Would it be 90? You know, and Blender's been around over a decade. Probably 15 years or so, or more. So I guess, like, if you were a 10-year-old kid using a free program, you're a 25-year-old who's been using Blender for 15 years. Or if you were a 20-year-old 15 years ago, you're a 45-year-old using Blender. So yeah, that's a good point. I feel so out of the loop. I guess I gave up too easy, too soon. It just wasn't user friendly. It's weird how just having the mouse button, the click, option B on the right side instead of the left just threw me off. Like, no, I can't use this. And it's adjustable. You can actually change that, but it was enough to run me away. Just the way you click on a mouse. That's... I don't know if that says something about me or their interface. Maybe a little of both. I ended up buying a modeling program called... What is this? CeeLo? I never used that. I have another modeling program. I've got ZBrush Core. Haven't really used that. No, the thing is, I use the free programs, but then when I buy it, I don't use it. Before ZBrush Core, there was a program called Sculptures. I really enjoyed Sculptures. It was so easy and bare bones. I was able to actually make stuff. Amy Lester says, more people use it than not, I think. Yeah, Blender. Pretty much. I think that in school, when they teach 3D modeling and animation, I think they, instead of the school investing in something like 3D Studio Max or Maya, they just tell them, download Blender. At least I would like to think that. Save some taxpayer dollars. Save. Brian says, I really liked RWBY, however the story went downhill after original creator passed away. Yeah. That really got me too. It got really depressing, but I still try to enjoy it. Yeah, I kind of see everything after he died as fan fiction. Even though I don't watch the show. I don't watch the show. But it's kind of the feeling I have about comic books when the creator doesn't have any impact on it. But yes, especially with RWBY, because Odom, that's what his name. I don't know what his first name was. I can't remember it. By Monty Odom. Monty Odom, his name was. Yeah, I saw what he could do with Poser. And I was like, wow. I've got to buy Poser and do that. And I was like, how do you put models into Poser? How do you animate in Poser? And I don't know, I always have questions, but I never... It takes effort to actually get answers, so I just kind of stopped there. I always tell myself, I'll learn it later. It's like, so when is later gonna be? Already got that. Guess this. I don't know, maybe I'm a really... Maybe I'll be a fast learner in 3D. When it comes to 3D animation. I'm maybe a savant or something. Never know it because I haven't actually done it. Oh my gosh! I've never seen someone catch on like this. Is he the one? How are you this good at 3D animation? So I'm good at 2D animation. Crocotile. Oh yeah, that's that program that you showed me. I really should have put more time into that. It looks simple. It's easy for me to get intimidated. I do. Maybe the reason I stick with pixel art is because it's just what I'm used to. Yeah, sometimes it pays to get out of your comfort zone. Literally nowadays, it's like my comfort zone is in a expertise that's dying. Sprite animation. With the 2.3D. Ryan Ryan's Diverse Manga and Comics asks, would that be 2.3D? Ruby? Or Crocodile? Crocodile, from what I remember, it's been like months since I last looked at it. It almost resembles sprite animation. Or PS2. Oh. Lester says, or maybe we could do a Crocodile live stream with Q&A on Discord. Yeah. I don't know. I keep thinking about money. But I think that's mostly my family's influence making me think of how to profit off of stuff. If it ain't worth sense, it don't make sense. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. But yeah, I always ask myself if it's worth learning a skill if you can't make money off of it. That's, like I said, that's like family influence. But I understand where they're coming from. No, the guy who created Inktober, he was like, don't make a project, make a product. It's like, in the process of learning, you're making something you could actually profit off. Well, at least that's my understanding of what he means. But yeah, I've spent so much time learning skills that don't really amount to profit. You know, they're fulfilling in the end, I guess. They're not appreciated. Eventually, I'll just lose the skill from disinterest. Bunny Ayami. Game and Nook raid. Oh, I got raided. Cool. Nin /Juz 272 says raid. Cool. So if I got raided, there was already 2 people here. I should have like 5 people here, but it says I only have 3. But yeah, I skipped some chat stuff. Wow, I missed way more than I thought. Oh, let me go all the way back up to a few minutes, like 30 minutes ago, I feel like. Amy Lester asked, are Bulk and Skull still bullies? Nope, they haven't been bullies since they learned the Power Rangers' true identities on the last episode of Power Rangers in Space. After that, they were allies, and Bulk went into space, lived on a space station with the Doctor, and about 2 seasons ago, or probably the last season, he was like Uncle Bulk to Skull's son, who's a teenager. Tom Owen. Ryan Lennar said, well, I'm a proud owner of a PS5 last Saturday. Cool. Ratchet and Clank game looks good. Maybe one day I'll see the elusive PS5 in person. I've never actually even held the controller, I don't think. So, we're talking about... Okay, God of War Ragnarok bundle. Cool. Game systems aren't worth anything without the actual games to play on them. It's been 2 years since that system was released. 2 years and they still haven't fixed the supply chain to get that to everyone. That's a shame. Then I start talking about Blender, and we talked about Odom. I think his name was Odom. Monty Oum. Monty. I'll just say Monty. I know that's right. We talked about Blender, and we talked about Crocodile. Makes 3 models and animate with sprite art. Yes! I think that's perfect for me, but I think the output of Crocodile, it's like, people want narratives nowadays. It's good. That would be good for something to put on Twitter. Get some hearts going, like, but I don't see how I could make a living making Crocodile stuff. I don't know. It seems fun though. It looks Crocodile. I remember it looking fun. I just couldn't see how I could use it to tell stories, I guess. That's ultimately like what I like to do. Like with this, this is video games, you know. This is for playing a game, but I like narratives and stories. But yeah, if there was a Crocodile Q&A live stream or something, yeah, I'll watch it. Oh, Ryan says, the fight scenes remind me a lot of Devil May Cry action scenes. Do you mean God of War Ragnarok, or do you mean RWBY Ruby? Because Ruby does, like, those were really dynamic animated scenes, like camera movement and all that stuff. I don't know if that's still a thing with the series though, after Monty died. Like, that's what the show was originally made from. It was just some original characters and big fight scenes, stuff that you would see in like Death Battle. Then they added a narrative to it. But yeah, thanks for the raid again. Amy Lester said, after what I've been through, ... I say, if art isn't worth doing without being paid, don't waste your time on it. I kind of feel that way, but I do like art. There's something that I just do because I enjoy. Like the costume thing, I don't make money off those costumes. I actually spend a whole lot of money on those costumes I make. And the only thing I get out of it is compliments. I I get to talk to people and have conversations with this about the suits. But yeah, I don't think that I've made so far. I haven't gotten anything out of making those costumes other than compliments and conversations. People show, like, I haven't had people see the costumes and then come to this channel, for instance. I haven't had anyone say, wow, where can I see more of your art? It's always like, whoa, cool costume. But that's something I enjoy. But yeah, I haven't made any money off of it. You need Toon Army Captain. It's Toon Army. Game /in need rate twice. I got rated twice. What? Funny Ayami. There's a lot of comments in the chat. Yeah, I'm not used to getting Twitch comments. That's new. Happy for them, kudos. Oh yeah, Bulk and Skull. Yep. Amy Lester says, seriously? Oh, that's so cool. Bulk and Skull grew up and became heroes. Yep, pretty much. I think so. I was actually like, originally In Space was going to be the last season, so they wrapped everything up story-wise with Bulk and Skull and everyone. But then it kept going. And Game and Nook says, what it do, Alpha Roo? I don't think anyone's ever called me Alpha Roo. That was 5 minutes ago. Sorry. I'm well. Helen Cole says, hi again. Sorry I got phone call. Thank you for asking if I'm okay after being MIA. But I am good. I was just taking a social media break for a couple of months. Yeah, art for art's sake is good. I don't know. I don't know if it's pressure to make money off my art, or is it personal pressure? Or is it social pressure? Or is it justification for spending the time? It's kind of like video games. If you're streaming video games, you could always justify it and say, well, I'm streaming and people donate money to me. Watch me stream. So that means that I'm working, technically. If I make money doing it, I'm working. If I don't make money doing it, I'm just lounging. But yeah, if I was a streamer, I could justify playing video games. But I haven't been playing video games because in my heart, I feel convicted that I'm like not making art. There's this battle of consumer versus producer. I would rather be a producer than a consumer, but spend a lot of time consuming. Okay, there's a circle in the stomach. Let's just do that. That's easy to follow. Gotta read more. Kind of makes sense. And there should be a shadow, like, here. Wait, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I stopped reading the comment section. Just into the art so much. I have this play while I read. Very cool. Very cool, Helen. Amy says you can use crocodile models in game development. Oh yeah, that's true. Part of me was like questioning, okay, should I make a comic book? Should I make a short narrative animation, or should I make a video game? And I'm leaning towards video game because video games can be used for a narrative, and plus you could reuse animations. But games, I don't know, games. How do you make a game worth it? It has to have some value to it. Replay value. Narrative value. A lot of mini games. Just a really strong core game. Like the gameplay's really strong. I don't know. Crocodile. Well, we'll see. I need to... Doing things alone is really difficult. I usually need someone else to bounce ideas off of. Not only for motivation, but sometimes I get so fixated on the way I want to do things. And sometimes I need someone to break me out of my linear thinking to say, hey, why don't you try this? Because sometimes I'm so stuck on, this is what I'm going to do, that I don't realize if it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do until someone gives me a suggestion that's better. And I'm like, oh, good, you just saved me a whole lot of time. Because I would have, if I would have continued on the path I was going, I would have finished and said, no, this isn't right. And then I would have to start over. But you know, put the warning sign in front of the train track and make me wait for 15 minutes for these stock cars to pass by. And then by the time I was done thinking, I was like, maybe I should have just drove around this and took that overpass over there instead of waiting. But anyway, sorry, I was reliving when I sat in front of a train passing for like 2 hours. I just sat in my car. I started cleaning my car. I was in there so long. People were like, park, and then they back up, and then they just turn around. Man, I was just so stubborn. I wonder if I'm still like that. No, I'm not moving. You move, train. I was here first. Anyway, Billy is back. Yep. How cool. You guys, Power Ranger episode, Toy That Made Us. I don't know if I've seen that. I watched The Food That Made Us last night. Kellogg's versus Post. That was a crazy story. Breakfast cereal's wild, man. That's wild stuff. Yeah, I guess I'll watch that. Brian says, bro, Final Fantasy VII Remake looks beautiful in that game. It's like playing the movie. Yeah, I haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake. But if I was, yeah, it would be on PS5, hopefully. They rumored a remake of Final Fantasy VII for so long, I was like, I didn't even play the original because I was like, they're going to make a remake. I didn't know it was going to take them 20 years. How dare they? Ellen Cole says, it's a good one, Amy. Most of the action scenes were pre-filmed in another country and they wrote the show. Yep, that's Power Rangers. Yep. Melissa Lesters said to Amy, checking out said Cisco be used in game development. Then I realized I misread it. Aw. Sorry. Tuna Army Captain says, you're working towards it being full-time vocation? Would hope so. Video game making. Damon Nook says, I feel ya. If I did more of my producing equivalent to my consuming, I'd be pretty successful. Yeah, definitely. But you stream, so that makes the consumption production. You're making product. Yeah. So it's not a waste of time, it's production time. The product is you playing video games. Therefore, it's not wasting time. It's making. I think I just said that twice. Anyway. RWBY. Ryan says, I do my art because I want to share my stories. Sharing stories is my biggest enjoyment. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder what the best way to tell stories is nowadays. To where it reaches a bigger audience. Because I do enjoy... The thing I like about comic books is it can be a one-man job. I mean, one-man... Well, one person... Be more inclusive. One person way of telling a story. Through visual and through words and stuff. It really shows the vision that you have, like, completely. With video games, you know, if you can't make music, and there won't be music, you're not good at coding, then you don't have any code. But with comic books, it's all about, can you draw? Yeah. Can you type? Yeah. You find someone to print. Do you have a way to get this story to someone? Can you print it? Can you publish it online? It's like, yeah. So, okay. Use one of those ways and get your story out there. So I kind of did lean on comics for a while. Sprite animation is something I've been doing. Hey. I'm more known for sprite animation than I am for drawing. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards video games. Because I've been working on video games. Already doing video games. Also, I've been thinking about my narrative of the stories I have, and they're pretty shallow. It's enough for a video game, I guess, but it wouldn't be enough for introspective angles of comic or cartoon or something. So it may benefit me to... I think a word is behoove. I forget to use that. Let's use that word. It may behoove me to focus on character design, probably some profiles, loose narrative, gameplay. So yeah, video games. I can't code. I can't code. So maybe I should just stick to comic book. I don't know, it's weird. It's a predicament. It's a predicament. Behoove! Yep, fun word. Amy Lester says you can get free music online and download development tools that don't require coding if you can't find a sister who programs it. Darn it! I would have to get a sister have to go to my parents and say, hey, can you, like, I know you're really old right now, but can you, like, make another baby? In about, I don't know, 12, 15 years, they make a program for me. I don't know, kids learn younger, maybe a 10-year-old. About 10 years. I don't know, it'd be easier if I just had a baby. Just find a nice woman, get married, and then say, okay, about 10 years I'll have a programmer daughter. Why hire someone? I'll just birth someone. I don't have enough work on this. I don't have any workers on this farm. Why hire someone? Let's have some old-fashioned thing. Actually, that would be pretty funny. I'm tired of doing all this yard work. I got some kids. Want to wash the dishes. I'll have a kid. They can watch. Melissa Lester asks, what genre would you like to do? For the longest time, I thought I wanted to make a brawler game. Not like that mechanic. It's simple, but brawlers are... There's really no exploration. It's almost like a movie. The experience is... Once you played it, the replay value is gone unless you play another character. The more characters you have as an option, it's different ways of experiencing the game, but once you know the ending from playing through the game, it's usually over. And those games usually go about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So I've been leaning towards kind of I've been contemplating doing kind of a 3/4 overhead perspective game like Legend of Zelda, but more combat. But I love Guardian Heroes. That's a brawler game, but it has multiple branching paths. I've always loved the idea of branching paths. But I like games like Hockey and Rocky too, or Mystical Ninja. Go man. Those overhead games like that. Those are starting to interest me for some reason. I never really was into them when I was younger, but it's like, I don't know. The older I get, they catch my interest. Like disco music. Disco music? Isn't that kind of... Older I get. I don't like 90s pop music. Love songs. Kinda grow on me. Keep catching myself singing Boys to Men stuff. I don't like that. My older brothers like that stuff. But yeah, I'm loose on narrative. That's usually why I find myself telling other people's stories instead of telling my own, because I don't really have stories, I have characters. Amy Lester says, so you're starting to like older brother music. Maybe you'll find a sister then who can program. I do have a younger brother. I tried to convince him to program. He has, in the past, he's gotten some humble bundles and stuff like that for game programming, but I don't think that he invested a lot of time into them. Melissa Lester says, like a shmup visual novel hybrid. Oh, Undertale was basically that. We played Pacifist Run. If I remember, the whole game was basically dodging bullets. Wow. No wonder people love that game. Amy Lester says, so it would probably be easier to pick up something like RPG Maker. Yeah, I've thought about that. It's just that RPG Maker is turn-based. I'm not a fan of turn-based gameplay. Or Smile Game Builder. What's that? I'm not familiar with Smile. Anything where I could just drop my sprites into there and like add functions and all that stuff, where they correspond to buttons or whatever, I would be fine with that. End up putting it on Steam and just be done with it. Sometimes I think that would be more productive to make small app games that are just simple, like runner games. Just to say that I have something out there. Throw ads on it. Make some money that way. I don't know, it all goes back to money, doesn't it? For project. Right, I'm gonna try to imitate this. Well, I guess I'll take this part. Just keep doing. Don't even use the lasso. I'll just keep. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's like two. One there. Okay, so I guess I could go. So what? Kind of work. Okay, so there's Wrist right here. And it's this. So. Oh, you love turn-based RPGs. Oh, I don't know. They're too slow for me. The older I got, the more I understood why they existed. Because unless you actually have like a multi-tap or 3 other people to play the game with you, how would you tell the story of a team of people? How would that work? Unless it was turn-based. I guess you could have the computer control them. That's not really fun. Or you could just swap out between all of them. Like, I think that's what the current Final Fantasy does. You're not playing a character. You have 2 people or multiple people. You play one and then the computer takes over the other ones and then you can jump between each. I guess technology just had to catch up with gameplay had to catch up with. Helen Cole says, have to go now. Nice visiting with you all. Animation looks awesome. Oh, thank you very much, Helen. I appreciate you visiting. I hope you have a good November. Rest of the year. Yeah, that's even better. Have a good rest of the year. Enjoy the holidays. You know, is it too early? I don't think it's too early to say happy holidays because we've got a few coming up. I didn't even know that Memorial Day was it Veterans Day or Memorial Day? I didn't know that there was a holiday a few days ago. But yeah, I'll probably just start saying happy holidays again. Because there's so many of them. Wait. I think I did that. I could do that. Switch this over. Top. Oh, the Tales of games. My brother loves those. I think he has all of them. At least from GameCube, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, maybe 4. Yeah. I remember him playing one of them. That was, wow, he spent a lot of time in that game. I think he was like, this is the way RPGs should be. I think that was multiplayer. All these knuckles. His fingers too. Yeah, Amy says, Happy Holidays is like the whole holiday season anytime starting in November, I think. Well, since Thanksgiving is, I think, 10 days away, seems as good a time as any to start just saying that. Amy Lester, Halloween is like the holiday leading into the season. I'm not really committing to the year being that close to finishing before Halloween. Give me a few rounds of pumpkin spice lattes first, then we'll talk. Yeah, when the pumpkin spice starts flowing, I guess we're in the holiday season. Maybe around Columbus Day. Music's playing. Oh, Batsu. CPS 2 arrangement. It's not bad. Extended final arrangement. Wow. See, Wizzy Whippet Wonderful knows how to play the game of music on YouTube. He took an arrangement that's like 3 minutes worth of music and then he extended it to about 14 minutes and 48 seconds. So that's like 15-minute playthrough with people just listening to one song. That's smart. Actually, no, the back one doesn't need it. This one doesn't have it, so. Well, I guess when the hand's high, I guess it's a difference. Just a few. And they go. That's a good one. You could put that phrase on a t-shirt. Anytime between pumpkin spice and eggnog. But it could say that as like a subtitle and then it says Happy Holidays. I've never been into eggnog. That's no wonder people put alcohol in it. It just tastes weird. I don't like yogurt that much though. Not that it's yogurt, but it's like one of those acquired tastes like yogurt to me. I don't care for it. I'm trying to look for I could render next. I guess this coat. It's this and it's this. I guess this fold right here. That makes sense. I don't think that makes sense. Let's put it here. It's not really the same thing. Let me go back. I'll just put the tomorrow. Sorry, I just always think of witty stuff like way too late. I was thinking about your comment, Amy. About getting a sister who can program, and then I was like, all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, oh, I should have said, well, I don't have one, but you do. Maybe I could borrow yours. I think that was like 15 minutes later. But at the moment, I have no narrative to tell. But I do feel like, with the little story I do have, if I did tell it through video games, it would seem way more elaborate. It'd be like, wow, this story's so deep, and it's like, it's not really. It seems that way. It's spaced out between gameplay. Kind of works. Ends up like this. pretty cool. I think I'll focus on this rolled up sleeve. Yo! Ha! Ma! Roll! K-Zaman! K-Zaman! Yay! It's Balu. You keep saying that. He's an original character. All likenesses and coincidence. Or homage, yeah, homages. That'll pass in cool. It's an homage. He's an homage. This isn't Baloo. He's a too bad. Azamon, you do video games and music. Play electric guitar and... Are you the one who... I don't know if this is you. I think this might be someone else. You do... VTubers? You make VTubers too? Ah, bare necessities. But yeah, Kazamon, do you make VTubers? Or is that someone else on... Oh, that's Denom who makes VTubers. Yeah, you make video games and play electric guitar. My mistake. Kazamon, what programs do you use to make your games? Because I'm leaning towards making video games. Well, I mean, like, for myself. I've been making game sprites for other people, you know, but after tonight's conversation, I'm kind of saying, no, I could make some games. No, that wasn't you. That was someone else. That was Denom. But yeah, you make video games though. You make game sprites as well. I was just wondering what programs that you used. Oh, RPG Maker. RPG games. Of course, that makes sense. But I've seen some platformers that you've made too. At least they look like platformers. Pixel Game Maker for platformer top-down games. Hey, that's something I could do. Is it expensive? Is Pixel Game Maker expensive? I'm on a tight budget. Would have more money, but haven't been working on projects like I should. Oh, that brings me another topic. There's a opening for a editor, video editor. I was like, whoa, that's cool. I went to school for that, and I've done that on occasion. And then I was thinking, wait, My current editing program is like 10 years old. File sizes are too big and it takes hours to render. So I need something new, and it's like, oh, that costs money. And it's like, look at an editing job if I can even edit fast. Edit fast. It's like, oh well. One of these days I'm gonna show you guys my student film. I just need to edit out some words. One of my actors did some improv. I thought it was hilarious at the time, but that was like 2012, so 2012 sensibilities don't work 10 years. I thought it was hilarious myself. It's something I wouldn't say because I don't use bad language. I left it in the movie, and I had to edit it out later. Oh, Kazamon says, I really make games because of my busy life. Student film. Yeah, it's a funny film. It's about a pro wrestler. I would show it, but that would be random. That would be very random to put in the middle of my stream. There's a story about a lucha libre pro wrestler who loses his job and then stops mugging, and then he becomes a superhero. Well, he doesn't really become a superhero. I don't get to that part. It like alludes that he's going to be a crime fighter. It was actually the idea I had for a comic book, but I needed an idea for a 5-minute narrative for my film classes. That's what I ended up doing. He says, that's awesome. Sounds like a fun movie. It was fun. Making it was the hard part. The first part was fun because I was on campus at TCU and I needed a place to film it. And the Baptist school ministry, campus ministry, they let me film there in the back. So I was filming in the back room. I made it look like an office. And in the front, there were a bunch of Chinese students studying Bible. I was like, man, I wish I could get some Chinese people in this. Oh, well. Oh, hello, Second Street Marvel. Sometimes I jump in on your streams and stuff randomly, like you are doing to me right now. You're doing really well. I've seen your channel go up in numbers. You're staying with it. I like how you're staying true to yourself even with the larger numbers. Like, you know, keeping it real, man. Hazemon's like, Lucha lost job and Lucha lost job story. Interesting. Yeah. I'll show it one day. Just not today. I don't know if that word's still in the movie or not. I think it is. I'll have to re-edit the ending. The thing is, the guy who said the stuff, I would have him say something else now, Maybe if I just dub over the ending. But I would do it myself, but I sound too much like me. The very last scene of the movie is like the hero's walking and then somebody yells some derogatory term at him and he chases after him to beat him up. But I'm like, I gotta take that term out. So what would I have him say? It's like, nice mask loser or something. Well, what he says goes back to what... Oh, I cut that whole scene out, didn't I? In the later edition. Yeah, I cut that scene out so it wouldn't matter. That's different context now. Anyway, yeah, I can make it work. One day I'll show it to you. Yep, Second Street Marvel says, I'm slowly getting there. I recall a video of you mountain biking. You had a helmet cam on and you were mountain biking. That was pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm still subscribed to you. I see those thumbnails. If something really catches my eye, I'll click on it. But I've been so busy, you know, I catch what I can. I need to comment more. Just to be courteous. Up the algorithm. Oh, Second Street Marvel asks, what exactly is this for that you're coloring? This is for a video game. I got hired to work on the sprite animations for this video game named Blazing World Stars. Yep, a lot of people lurk. Yep, I'm working on this video game. I would work on comics if someone needed the help. So far, I haven't gotten the opportunity to work on anyone else's comic. I worked on a webcomic, a decade ago. Called Awesome Storm Justice 45 or 41, something like that. I was a colorist on that. I went to a convention and I showed my color samples to the colorist of Scar, Son of Hulk, when that was the thing. It was like, this is alright, but you're not using proper color theory. Rendering's good, but you need better color theory. Oh, no, don't mess with that. So I've tried to keep that in mind since then. Codeless? Pixel Game Maker is codeless? How many days do you think it would take me to learn Pixel Game Maker? How long does it usually... What's the learning curve usually for that? Second Street Marvel, I've been talking about, like, you know, possibly making a video game instead of... Like, been contemplating making a comic book for, like, years. But I don't really have much of a narrative. Like, it's like ideas. And they suggested making video games. I was like, And that might work, you know. You'll just need a loose narrative for video games. Or none at all. A month? Golly. We are a one-man team. It is kind of interesting because it's kind of like the way I do edit. When I decide to edit, it's like I get the video, I record the video, and then I end up I spend most of the time making graphics for the video. It's like, golly, this is taking me a while. What? Why am I making this stuff again? Oh yeah, because I'm editing a video. So if I was making a video game, it'd be like, oh, I'm making all these sprites. What are they for? A video game. Okay, I'm gonna have to code all this stuff. Huh? Well, we'll see. Oh, it has tutorial on the software. What's this said? Let me go check that out. Well, it's almost midnight here. I think I've gotten quite a bit done. But yeah, I've got a general idea of what I want to do. I like brawler video games, but the exploration and replay value of them, it's not so great. They're easier than fighting games, because fighting games... Well, when I say fighting game, I'm leaning towards Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a 6-button game with about 3 specials per character and 3 supers per character, and maybe an ultra, and then they have a game mechanic to spice things up each game. So, punch button, attack button, jump button. Yeah, 2-button games like back in the NES. Actually, when it comes to brawler games, I lean towards jump button, light attack, hard attack, and guard button. Like the Lord of the Rings PS2 games by EA, those were really good. Used the hard attacks to, instead of just using light attacks, which were fast, used the hard attacks to break shields, and then you could attack. And then they had an arrow attack button. We had arrows that was distance. That's pretty cool. Maybe I should just copy and make a 2D version of Lord of the Rings. That game was awesome. The second one was better than the first one because the second one was actually 2-player. I think that my brother and I traded in the first one. Because, you know, we like playing games together, so what was the point of playing the first one again? But the information you would unlock in the first game was pretty cool. It was like more behind the scenes stuff from the first movie. Yeah, I may end up buying that game for something. Anyway, back to anime. Brawl them or beat them up. Well, they're kind of the same thing. It's just different ways of saying the same thing. Hazamon says, even I'm confused until I found some YouTube video tutorials. Yep, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade. I really like that game. But we're in today's society where there's not really arcade games. They have to be made for home consumption, kinda, you know? So there's always you have to add things like collecting stuff, unlocking things, alternating paths, stuff like that. I think I could do it. I just haven't. I know that designing something is the biggest key to making sure that you succeed. There was someone who said, there's a phrase. Let me think of it. I'll think of it while I work on this. Oh, it's a Don Bluth quote that I heard from AMB Animation. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Failing to plan is planning to fail. That's a good one. I wonder. Slightly kind of remember it. Okay, I think the upper body's done. So unless I'm missing something. Hmm. Oh, shucks. These 2 frames right here, they're recycled from other animations, so I'm not supposed to adjust them because they're like the baseline of all the other ones. So, yep, that's it. Yo, Jeff Potts, welcome. Melissa Lester says there's a couple of brawlers on the Switch. Yeah, there's something, Ninja Squad or something. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's very modern. Kazamon says, last beat 'em up game I played was Mother Russia Bleed. I think I remember that. Oh, actually, I did an audition for that team. I think it was that team. They're out of Singapore. Alright. See you, 2nd Street Marvel. Have a good night. Thanks for dropping by. I'll have to come leave a comment on some of your streams later this week. If I catch any of them. Or I might just go to some of your old videos and just throw a word or two in there. Yo. What? I owe you your. Whatever. I think I'll add, like, some highlights here. It's because it's a little too flat for me. I think that works. Alright, so there's this patch of light on his crotch, so I guess I'll put that on all these. Oh, what? Oh, 4 people in the chat? Cool. I think I got over 100 comments in chat. Not used to that. Been gone a while. I may end the stream fairly soon. I don't like sitting down for too long. I can lay down fine, it's just sitting down. Hurts circulation in my legs. Alright. So there's shadow under here, so I'm gonna do that. Gotta memorize what this looks like. So. M over here, sideways M. Really close. Raise it. So. Whoa. It's good to stretch the legs. Yeah, I think I've been sitting down this entire time. That's no good. I'll try to make this quick then. Okay, I'm a few minutes. Oh no, this isn't. Hazemon asks, is this Dalsim's theme? This is Wizzy Whippet Wonderful's theme for the character Red Snake from the game Martial Masters. Hazemon said, that was easy masking. Yeah, I just used the lasso tool. That's the fastest way to get these areas shaded in. I will have to go in and make some adjustments. It's not perfect. Not really the prettiest results. Fast results. not bad. Okay, let's do this belt really quick. The bottom half, like this bottom line has some... It's darker, so I'll just go like that. When the lasso and the fill tool is way faster than going through this pixel by pixel. I'll do the same thing, but to the top. To highlight at the top, so once you know the shortcut buttons, make it even easier. For me, I set the lasso tool to Q. Deselect is just D. Fill tool is the G button. Sometimes I'll actually go to the lasso button though, so I don't... Yeah, got that. Whoa, I just realized these brass knuckles, I didn't put them on the other frames. Do that later. But for the most part, this is close to done. Oh, Jeff Potts says, I'm heading to bed. Night all. Yeah, I'll be heading to my bed. Not your bed, but I'm gonna be heading to bed. Not your bed. I can't say that enough. I'm not heading to your bed. I'm heading to my bed. Not your bed. But I'm gonna be heading to bed. Soon. I should probably end this stream. So let's take a look at what I have so far. So I'm gonna have to shake these feet around the edges of the cuffs, these toenails. But for the most part, the upper body's looking finished. Maybe the inside of the mouth will need another tone. But it's close, very close to done. May finish this off stream and then tomorrow I'll start another animation. See? This would be a good time to thank everyone. Sleep, where I can stand up and stretch my legs. Then go to bed. But I would like to thank Melissa Lester, Jeff Potts, Kay Zaman, Amy Lester, Second Street Marvel. What else? What's here? There's a lot of people here. Helen Cole, Ryan Diverse Manga and Games, Toon Army Captain, Game and Nook, Bunny Ayami, or is it Ayame? May have one more person. Oh, Skipper. Skipper was a new one here. That's everybody. That was a lot of people. I had a lot of people today. This was a fun stream. I usually have fun streaming, but I think that the stream was productive because it may have led to me making a video game. I don't know if I would want to stream the process of me making my own original game. I have streamed me coming up with a concept for original character and look back at that design and I'm like, that's super generic. I tend to like generic characters, but that's like way too generic. So I may need to go back to the drawing board on that one. Without it's well, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like me drawing a girl with a bow and arrow. Very basic fantasy design. It's in my backlog of streams, so you could find it for sure. But thank you, everyone. This has been thought-provoking, very thought-provoking stream. I think I'm done. Yeah, finished for tonight. I will hopefully be back tomorrow. I don't know what time. Hopefully not this late. I may not work on this off stream, this animation. I'll just finish up what little I have left. I went through it pretty fast though. But it's just going to be nitpicking from now on. Just little fine details and shadows and lights and all that stuff. I appreciate all the kind words. I appreciate the chat and the interaction and, you know, just everyone staying up to date with me. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. I hope everyone has a good night. Rest well. And I'll see you later. So, until next time, be seeing ya. Stay out of trouble.